Good morning, everyone. I pray that this morning finds you all well. You know, um, I went to, I went to bed. Before I went to bed, I had something on my heart, and I really felt like it needed to be shared to encourage someone else. And, I thought about writing your own story. And this morning, I wanted to just take a little time out to share with everyone the importance of writing your own story. You are writing in your life your own story. No matter what you do, no matter what I do, somebody needs to hear your story. Your life story is going to inspire somebody else, because everybody, whether it be young or old, have been through something in life, and they're looking for someone else that can not direct their life, but someone else that they can kind of say, that's me. And when you see everyday people, so many people have inspired my life. Honestly, young and old have inspired me in this life that I have. Because one thing about life, nobody can make it through life alone. And this is why it's so important to write your own story. You write your own story. And what I'm saying and what I mean by that, I think I'm going to have to go back with this lighting. Okay. Every morning I get up, I'm trying to do some adjustments. It just never, no morning is the same. But, I shared this story on last night because it was on my heart. And I felt like I needed to put it out there to inspire somebody else. Writing your own story. This is your journey. Whatever journey you own, don't be ashamed of it, because it takes your legwork to get as far as you are right now. Right now. And one of the things that I've found is that we cannot continue to live on one level. We have to be prepared to move to the next level in our own lives and not be afraid to do it. I had to learn that. I did. And it hasn't been a long time ago. Just getting where I am right now, not being afraid of social media. This is not something I just jumped up and thought of, and then everything was just fine and I did it. This was a process. And it's a process for you, whatever you're doing, whoever you are. And I'm not going to say there's not going to be any roadblocks. I'm not going to say that there's not going to be some ups and downs in it. But what I'm saying is stick with it. Because you are the only person that you are stuck with. You're not stuck with anybody else. So, these shirts my grandson made me, one of them he made in different colors, and this is one of them. Stop hiding your story. Stop hiding your story. Somebody needs to hear what you are saying. Somebody needs to see your life in reality, that you're not afraid to move to the next level. Everybody, all of us, move through life in levels. None of us jump up and just start doing what we do in life, because your story has to be written. I gave the example on last night, which is a true story. When I went out and I used to do a lot more traveling, doing motivational speaking. And I can tell you, and I've said this before, I would do this even if nobody was looking at me. I was doing it when nobody even knew me. I was doing this, and I enjoyed doing it. But I remember this very incident stuck with me. When I was a part of a speaking engagement, and I was watching other people get up there and talk, and they was just blowing it out the water. Just the crowd was excited. The people who were there. And you know, I'm sitting there, and we're talking about 25 years ago. I'm sitting there and I'm going like, man, can I do this? Because they're knocking it out the park. I'm saying this in my head. But the lady that was sitting next to me, she was the one that spoke before it was my time to go up to the podium and say something. So she sat down and I whispered to her. I said, oh my God, you were great. I don't know. I really don't know if I need to be here, if I'm in the right place. This is me saying this about myself. I'm telling the lecturer that she can't do something with the gift that God gave me. Nobody didn't tell me that. I told myself I couldn't. I wasn't going to be able to do that. Something I enjoyed, something I really knew that God gave me that gift to do. And to this day, I give him the credit. So she whispered back to me in a voice, low voice. And she said, you know, if you start doing that now, you're going to lose focus. You go up there and do what you was sent here to do. And that is to provide some words that will inspire the people in this room. And if they had thought that you couldn't do it, you never would have received that invitation. If you keep looking at other people, if you keep looking at those people who are going up there before you, you're going to stagnate yourself. You can't worry about other people when you're trying to move through levels in life. You focus on you. You get behind you. If nobody else gets behind you, you get behind you. Because you're stuck with you. This is your journey. Enjoy it. Relish in it. And be ready to go to the next level. And that level is wherever God is taking you. Some people say, well, I can't stand before people and talk. But that's you telling you that. You don't know whatever God is telling you. He already equipped you for that. Everything you need is already in you. You are allowing yourself to limit you rather than going to the next level. See, that's what life is about. I don't want to be where I was 10 years ago. I don't want to be where I was 20 years ago. I don't want to start all over again on all of that stuff I worked so hard to get away from, because I depend on me to help me get to the next level. It's not nobody else's responsibility to get me or you to the next level in your life. Write your own story and stop being afraid of it because you are thinking about how other people are going to feel about your story. That's your story. Own it. I own morning talks, my own morning talks. I own my podcast. I own that stuff. If you're not going to own it, then why are you doing it? Whatever you are doing in life, own it. Be proud of it. You don't have to compete with nobody. And that's another thing. The lady told me, you are not here to compete with anybody. You got to remember, here I am, I'm in my early 20s doing this. And I'm looking at, they're supposed to be seasoned. They older than me. They've been doing this a while. But that doesn't shut down my gift. That doesn't say, Electra, you can't do that. That's me was telling myself that. Can I do this? And you know what? Because God does work through human agency. When you stop believing in yourself, listen to me closely. When you stop believing in yourself, all of those people, all of those things that were put in your path to help take you to the next level in your story, you start shattering those things. You start shattering relationships. You start pushing people away that God put there to help you. See, sometimes we think we've been around so much negativity, we feel like everybody's out to get us. When in actuality, those people were sent there to help you along the way. They're not changing your story because that's your story. You writing your own story. What are you afraid of? Who are you afraid of? That you don't want to write your own story. You afraid of your story. You feel like you got to start competing with people to get where you trying to go. Other people, look here, people are trying to get where they are trying to go. They're trying to get to their next levels, not your next level, their next level. Each and every one of us deserve to grow in life, but we can't do it if we looking at everybody else. You're going to stagnate yourself. You're going to push blessings out the way because you busy looking at somebody else and not focusing on you. You are not in competition. Get that in your mind. And you know what? This is what the lady was telling me. Basically, this is what she was telling me. You are not in competition with nobody. You are here to share what you were brought here to do. And get up there and do it. And I can tell you, when I hit that stage, when it was my turn, God just cleared the way. And my gift came through. It came through. And at that very moment, when I thought about what God was doing back then, He was letting me know that I'm getting you ready for the next level. For the next level. See, what you do Listen to me closely. What you do, other people might look at it as a small thing. Other people might look at it as nothing. Other people may look at it as not being of importance. But guess what? God looks at it, it's a big deal. If he is not pleased with it, why are you doing it? Why are you doing what you're doing and God is not pleased with it? Because if he's your only audience, listen to me closely. If God is your only audience, be satisfied with that. Because he's the gift holder. He holds your gift in his hand. He infiltrated you with your gift. He showered love in your gift. He showered peace in your gift. He showered care in your gift, over your gift. Why are you hiding your gift? Why are you hiding your story? Why are you afraid to move to the next level? I can give you the answer to that. Because you are competing with others who don't even know you're trying to compete with them. And what are you competing for? You are the only one. You your own competition. And you know why? Because when you are your own competition, you can then move to the next level because you see things about what you are doing that you can work to do better. You are great. You are designed for greatness. You, whoever you are, you were designed for greatness. You don't have to do it like somebody else do it. I don't have to do something like somebody else does it. I just got to do it of how God showed me how to do it when he spoke this gift into my life. And it's the same with you. You're going to lose yourself by trying to compete with other people. You will do that, whether you want to or not. Be happy for somebody else. Listen to me closely. Learn how to be happy when other people receive whatever it is they do in life. Learn how to be happy that people can accelerate in their gifts. Learn how to be excited about the goodness of others and relishing in their gifts. Because you know what? If you don't learn how to be excited for somebody else, nobody will be excited for you. That's life. That's the truth about life. Something that my late husband told me. He said, if you don't quote nobody else, don't worry. Won't nobody quote you. If you don't learn how to be excited for somebody else, won't nobody else be excited for you. Because you get back what you put out. If you putting out bad vibes, eventually you're going to get some bad vibes back. If you put out good things in life, goodness will come back to you. And it don't have to come back from the people that you think, that you desire. It come back to you through total strangers. But God sent those people as he was taking you through your next level. Understand me this morning. Stop being afraid of your story. In other words, stop hiding your story. It's on my shirt. I say, take it off your sleeve and put it on your shirt. Things you got to say, take it off your sleeve. Take it out your mind. Put it on your shirt. You can speak to people in so many ways. Out of all of my trainings over the years in communication, the professor that said these words that I'm getting ready to say right now, I'll never forget him. He said, you are your best communicator Listen to me closely. He said that to me, and I'm saying that to you. You are your best communicator. Nobody can tell your story like you. I call them infomercials. When you're getting out here and you're saying something and you're promoting and marketing yourself, that's an infomercial. You are giving people information about you and the things that you desire and the things that you care about and the things that are helping you to get to the next level in life and the things that hurt you and the things that make you smile. You telling that story, that's your story. That's your infomercial. Why are you afraid of it? Why are you competing with people who don't even know that you're trying to compete with them? Just move gently into your story. Write your own story through your journey. That's you, who people will remember later on. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and I've witnessed this, and I'm quite sure many of you have. Nobody will really talk about you the way they're going to talk about you until you're dead and gone. Once you leave, everybody can remember so much about you and the things that you've done. Once you're dead and gone. You know why? Because that's your legacy. People start talking about your legacy. People start talking about, as a friend of mine was telling me the other day, about doing things that people will remember about you, that you made a difference. What are you doing to make a difference in life? What will people remember about you? What young girl have you changed her life just by sitting down and giving her a listening ear? And guess what? She was getting ready to make a decision that could have destroyed her so many years down the road. But you sat down and shared your life story, and she'll never forget that. And she may say, it can even be a young man, may say, because you took the time out and you said some things to her, it changed her life. It put her on a new path. It put him on a new path. See, you can't be so consumed with yourself right now. Just right now. Think about your legacy. What is it that you are doing right now that when you are dead and gone, people will remember that? People will remember that. It was a deep conversation that me and my friend was having. And we are talking about this. What difference are you making? It don't matter whether you're rich or you poor or you middle class. Your life is impacting somebody else's. It really is. People never talk about you in the depths right now while you are living the way they gonna talk about you when you no longer on this side. Because people remember the nuggets you left behind. People will remember you forever. And some of the things that you are doing right now, you are writing a story. You tell your own story. You don't need nobody to tell your story. You tell your own story. Stop hiding it. Stop being ashamed. Because you know what? The more you talk about it, the better off you're going to be. I am so excited to see people coming out and just sharing their gifts. There's stories about businesses they've built, stories about places they visited, stories about their younger lives they've traveled up to now, stories about how God saved them, stories about how one day they were healthy, and the next day as their life changed, and they developed some medical issues, they're talking about it. But in talking about it, they're sharing how they got to that next level. Even with all of that, they did not let it stagnate them and keep them where they were. They moved to the next level. We all have to do that. But the only way, people, this morning, that you gonna get there is you've got to stop hiding your story. Your life is a story. It's some things in your life that made you cry. It's some people in your life that made you cry. It's some people that came in your life that made you smile. It's some people that came in your life that made you change the way you were thinking. It's some people in your life that told you don't give up right now. It's some people in your life that what you needed, God already put it in them to give to you. It's some people in your life that hugged you when you thought you wasn't worth hugging. It's some people in your life that spoken into your life when you was on drugs and alcohol. There's some people in your life that came along when you was in that bad relationship, whether it was physical, emotional, verbal, whatever it was, and they spoke into your life, and it made you get up and rise up and say, I got to get out of here. I got to move to the next level in my life. I got to look for the help that I need, because my help is not over here. My help is in the Lord. My help is in the strength that he has given me. My help is in the gifts that he has given me. My help is in the finances that he has provided for me. My help is in the people that he placed in my life. My help is in the peace that he has given me. My help is in the love that he's provided for me. My help is when I look into his word, and his word tells me that trouble may endure it for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. My help is in him. My joy is in him. My peace is in him. My new pathway is in him. My story is in him. That is what you need to be thinking about. That is what you need to stand on. That is your story. Because when you look back on your story, all you can say is, I thank God for it all. I thank God for it all. I thank God for the next chapter. He already writing the next chapter in your life. It's already written. The only thing is you just cannot give up on yourself. Keep writing your story. You're not going to be doing what 10 years down the road. You're not going to be doing what you're doing right now. You're going to be bigger. You're going to be better. You're going to be greater. You're going to be stronger. You're going to do that because you're going to keep writing your story. And you might write it with tears in your eyes. You might write it with a lot of people doubting you. But I'm going to tell you this morning, that's your story. This is a pen. This is my pen. I control this pen. And nobody can have it unless I give it to them. But this pen is nothing when I lay it down. But when I pick it up, I start back writing my story. It's the same with you. The pieces of your life that are broken right now, start picking them back up. That's your story. The Aretha Franklins of the world, they wrote their story. People talk about Aretha Franklin more now than they ever talked about her. People talk about James Brown more now than they ever talked about James Brown. People talk about different movie stars. Cicely Tyson. More people talk about her now than they ever talked about her. You know why? Because they talking about her legacy. They're talking about her life story. And they're going to do the same thing with you, whether you want to believe it or not. But people will talk about you more when you gone than right now. Because your story, listen to me closely, your story is inspiring more lives than you will ever know. Your story. Whether you open your mouth up and say something or not, that's your story, and your story is inspiring somebody. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And until we learn how to appreciate our own stories, until we learn that, we won't stop competing with somebody else. Because you know what? Sometimes I remember it was back to my memory through my youngest brother that has since passed away. When he told his daughter when she was a teenager, he said, "You busy trying to be like that girl. And that girl wish she was you." Listen to me closely. That's powerful. You busy trying to be like that girl. And that girl wish she was you. You over here wishing you had her life. That girl wish she had your life. See, it's a lot of us right now. And my baby brother is going on into glory. But look here, I can still remember, I can still imagine him saying that right today. Right today. Electra, you trying to be like that person, and that person wish they had your life. It's a lot of us doing that. It's so many of us doing that. We want to be like somebody else. See, and we teaching young people the same thing. They try to be like people that them people wish they were them. They wish they had their life. They wish that. You don't know other folks' life. You just seeing them every day and operating in whatever that form they're operating in. You just see that. You don't know their story though. Sometimes you so busy wanting to be somebody else and don't have a clue. That person's life is so unraveled that they wish they were you. They wish they had your life. When will you get that? When will you get that? And it's not to say that, oh, I'm so great. I'm so this and I'm so that over everybody else. But what it reminds me, Electra, be thankful for your life. You might not have all the money somebody else has. You might not live in the big houses. You might not have the expensive cars. It's a lot that you might not have, but be grateful for your life. Because what you do have is you got some God-sent peace. You got some God-sent direction. You got some God-sent love. You got so much that other people that you wish that was you, they wishing they were you. Because they might have all the money in the world, but they don't have peace. Some of you today are watching people relish in their gifts. And you saying, I wish that was me. But you don't know them people's story. But you know your story. Because when you keep looking at other people listen to me closely, you're going to stagnate yourself if you're looking at them for the wrong reason. You are the only one that you are in competition with. And the only reason why you're in competition with you is so that you can get better at whatever you're doing, so that you can move to that next level. You can do that. Yes. Because you can lay down one way and wake up another. You can lay down in your right mind and wake up and don't know who you are. My sister one of my sisters told me a story of a woman laid down. Her and her husband had a wonderful conversation. Laid down. This was years ago. Laughing and everything with her husband. And woke up the next day and was asking her husband to turn the lights on. He said, the lights are on. She said, no, it's dark in here. He said, no, the lights are on. She had lost her sight. Listen to me closely. Live each day as your best day. You don't know how you gonna wake up that next day. Just because you went to bed with sight don't mean that you're gonna wake up with sight. Watch how you treat people. Be careful how you treat people. Learn how to get excited for somebody else. Learn how to be overjoyed for somebody else. Learn how to tell your story. Learn that kindness has never killed nobody. Loving somebody else, being excited for somebody else has never killed nobody. Because what if that was you? You felt like you had it all together. And you were mistreating people in the process. And then you woke up and didn't have sight. See, sometimes God will fix it where you need the very people you mistreated. Oh yeah, he'll do that. God will fix it that the people that you sat back and you criticized, he will make sure that those are the people that have to help you, and they don't even know that you was criticizing them. All they know, for some reason, God sent me here to help you. That's the only reason why they're there. Because they were God sent. So this morning, I want to remind you, my shirts my grandson made for me. Stop hiding your story. Stop it. Stop hiding it. From this day forward, start telling your story. Start sharing your ups and your downs. Start sharing the good times and the bad times. And then while you're doing it, make sure that you tell somebody. The only reason I was going through that because God was trying to get me to better. That's the only reason why you've been through everything that you've been through was so that God could get you to better, to greater, to the next level in your life. Stop beating yourself down. Whatever you're doing right now, whatever you're doing, whatever it is, listen to me closely. Nobody gonna tell your story until you gone. That's when people gonna talk about your story. Ask anybody that you know, celebrities yourself that have passed on, and people talk about them more now than they never talked about them, and they're gonna do you the same way. Tell your story. That way you can tell it like you want to. It's your story, and stop hiding it. Okay? Write your own story. It's your story. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm excited for you. Know this if you don't know anything else. If you don't remember anything else that I said this morning, as my youngest brother told his daughter, not me, told his daughter, but it was brought back to my memory. You busy wishing you was that girl. And that girl wish she had your life. You better be busy about being you instead of everybody else. Because somebody wish they had your life. I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about things that you can't go to the store and buy. Somebody else wish they had your personality. They can't buy that at CVS. Somebody wish they had your integrity. They can't buy that at a pharmaceutical company like Walgreens. Somebody wish they had your tenacity. They don't sell that at Walmart. But you going around here upset with people that don't even know that you upset with them, competing with people that don't even know that you competing with them, and you're losing focus. Keep being who you are. Keep building on your story. Because you know what? You're worth it. All right? All right. So I believe that we good there now. I believe that we all good there now. And we're going to do better by ourselves. We're going to do better by ourselves because we stuck with ourselves. You're not stuck with nobody else. You are stuck with you. All right? So before I get off this morning and saying that I really enjoyed sharing that on this morning with you, I pray that it inspired and encouraged you to keep moving in life and keep writing your story because this is your journey. But I want to share with you that I have my grandson made these t-shirts, and this is not the only one that he made, but I mean he did a beautiful job. I'm excited about it, and I'll wear a different one on tomorrow with a different saying. If you want one of the t-shirts, just message me, and I just need the information on your size, and you can message me your size and the color of the shirt and the color of the letters that you want on the shirt. Now, those who come on my podcast, you will receive a shirt because you came onto my podcast. And that's my thank you back to you. But anyone else that wants this shirt, a shirt like this, that's Bees Tees Clothing. So, he'll put on a shirt, whatever you won't put on a shirt. But he made me these shirts. I'm a proud grandmother. I'm an excited grandmother. And I thank God, for him for doing this. And it says, stop hiding your story, Electra Inspirational Talks. But my podcast channel is Electra James Inspirational Talks. But he put it this way for a reason. We'll explain that another day. And he purposely did it this way. But anyways, I was talking about that, and I welcome you if you like, to get one of these shirts or any other shirt you might want. Take your words off your sleeve and put them on your shirt. Okay? You can communicate in more than one way. The second thing is we had a guest who was supposed to come on this Wednesday. She's not going to be able to make it due to unforeseen circumstances, but she has notified us that she really wants to come on, and she was upset about not being able to because of some circumstances, but that she would be more than happy to come on at a later date. Okay, so the individual that was going to be on the podcast on Wednesday, it has been canceled, but myself and my technical director, Jacqueline Sarver, we're going to do a session on the misconception of disabilities. So it's going to be interesting. She has an enormous amount of information on that, and we're going to have an open discussion about that. And so we still want you to tune in on this Wednesday, as we have that discussion, that open discussion on disabilities and the misconception about it. And so we're asking for you to, if you can join on my podcast, Electra James Inspirational Talks, 6 o'clock Wednesday evening. Also on Tuesdays, my technical director, Jacqueline Sarver, has her channel that she does writing sessions on. And last week she talked about essays and writing essays. This is so important because we have a lot of young people who are getting ready to graduate and go to college and taking the standardized tests and things like that, where essays are a part of it. So, and then writing, technical writing, all of this, Jacqueline's Life Well Lived. I mean, you tune in on her channel and she's talking and giving us great, wonderful ideas in writing. And she's wrote several books. She shares an enormous amount of information about writing. Listen, this is something that we all need. So if you get a chance, I enjoy the writing sessions. See, this is what I'm talking about. We got to get excited about other people's gifts, because in this life that we live, we need something that somebody else has to learn from. So I'm inviting you as well to tune in to her station on YouTube, Jacqueline's Life Well Lived, and listen to her talk about writing. Also have your pen and paper, because I take notes, and other people, I'm quite sure, take notes, because we're in the chat section and asking questions, and she's addressing it as you ask the questions. So I want to really invite you to that. Those sessions on Tuesday nights is offered at 7 o'clock p.m. And my granddaughter attends the session with her mom, and she attended the last session with me. She likes them because even though she's 11 years old, she still has to learn how to write as she gets older and get into high school writing papers. College, you got to write papers, but somebody has to be able to help you along the way in doing that. So she goes in a lot of detail talking about sharing different types of writings. That's her specialty, so she can tell a story better than me. But I really do enjoy the sessions, and I encourage you, if you can, take a little time out of your busy schedules and tune in to Jacqueline's Life Well Lived and listen to these sessions being carried out. And she stays within the time frame from 7 to 8, sharing some wonderful information. If you don't need it, I'm quite sure you know some people who may need it. And I'm quite sure all of us have grandkids and children who could utilize such training. And it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. She provides this resource for free. So with that said, I am going to get off this morning. I have enjoyed each and every one of you for tuning in this morning. And I pray that you have a wonderful, loving, magnificent day on today. Now, I've got to go to work today, so I will be talking to you guys later. Be strengthened by what I said and continue. Be inspired, being motivated, in writing your own story. All right? Bye-bye.